Hey, what's up, guys? Curtis, Timeshare Translator, here with another video. Today's is going to be fractional ownership. So, fractional ownership is very close to timeshare. It's in the same family as timeshare. However, there's some key differences, especially in long-term value. So, fractional ownership, first and foremost, the properties are usually a lot nicer. They're usually really high-end luxury properties, condos, villas, like private houses in nice neighborhoods. The locations are always really, really nice. So the locations are always going to be in like prime areas like Vail, Colorado, Cabo, and like high-end areas of Cabo. You'll get it in like Martha's Vineyard, even has like some like fractional properties all over the world, really. They're usually coming in larger allotments of time. So a fractional ownership is a much better alternative than buying a full-fledged vacation home. Because the reality is, if you buy fractional ownership, you're going to get, usually a property well above your means for just the amount of time that you're going to use it. So let's say, your average is going to be from 4 to 13 weeks per year is a fractional ownership. So you're really investing in the real estate. You're a part owner of the real estate. That is 100% true. Like if you buy a true blue fractional, they hold their value. Timeshares, are hard to resell. They depreciate. Whereas if you're buying into like a true fractional, it'll really it's a good store of value. You're getting a really luxury experience. Now also, certain fractionals, they trade in a different way too. Because you're not using like traditional companies. If you don't want to go to the same fractional every year, you're not going to use the same traditional company. So you'll use like some fractionals are going to be with the Registry Collection, which is a like high-end vacation exchange network, but there's not as many properties, only like around 200. You have Third Home. Third Home is fantastic because this is luxury resorts, residence clubs, fractionals, and high-end vacation homes that are privately owned by individuals. And they actually have a real standard. So if you're somebody who, one, falls in love with like a particular location and you want to have a vacation home, but let's say you got a budget, and I'm going to go kind of crazy with this. Let's say you got a budget for $3 million for a vacation home. If you buy a $3 million vacation home, that's fantastic. It's a good investment. But if you only use it for like 1 or 2 months a year, taxes are still there. The issues of home ownership are still there. You're probably going to have a property management company. It might make sense, not for everybody, it might make sense to take that $3 million and invest in a high-end fractional because, one, you're going to get a nicer property with that money than you would get it if you buy the whole thing outright. If you buy the whole thing outright, you own the whole thing. It's yours. But if you just take a fraction of it, that $3 million is going to get you a really, really amazing piece of property, or $1 million or whatever. I know I'm using exaggerated numbers. And you're only going to own the amount of time that you're going to use. They do come with fees, just like timeshare. So there is usually going to be some properties called an HOA fee. Others call it a maintenance fee, just like timeshare does. But you are paying into the property that you actually partially own. So it's just, there's going to be maintenance fees if you own a house. Stuff breaks, you got to maintain the property. So if you're somebody who's into the finer side of vacationing and you have a standard and you really like high-end properties, and if you're willing to spend that type of money, you probably want to have some type of exit strategy for that money. So it's a much safer investment than a traditional timeshare in terms of appreciation and resale value. A great source online that you can go look at some fractionals, like some 1/8 fractionals, is a website called Pacaso, Pacaso. I'll put a link in the description of this video. And that will show you, that's a nice curated website with some really beautiful high-end fractional properties all over the place. So if you're somebody who's looking into vacation ownership, you want some really high-end quality places, but you don't want the hassle of owning a full-time vacation home, and you want the ability to trade it, because these fractionals are gonna trade with other high-end vacation companies. It's a smart move, and if that's the type of vacationer you are, I highly recommend looking into some fractional ownership properties. And yeah. There's also going to be like some tax benefits that you can get. Some timeshares come with them too, but fractionals as well. There's certain like write-offs you can get if you have a good accountant. Everything's legal, everything's above board, so there's that as well. And if you got the money to drop, if you got $1 million to drop on a fractional, you probably have a good accountant and you're good at finding tax loopholes. So highly recommend it. If you guys want more details on fractional ownership, please like, follow, subscribe, whatever it takes. Leave a comment if there's any like specific questions you guys have, and I can make a follow-up video to give you guys more information on that. Thank you very much. Take it easy.